how things unfold in terms of the parties that eventually end up supporting Vijay to show his strength on the floor of the House. Now, we also have another piece of breaking news that Kamal Haasan of the Makkal Nidhi Mayam has in fact stated that Vijay should be allowed to form the government in the state of Tamil Nadu. Let's in fact read out what he said on the social media handle X to give us a perspective on where he stands on this extremely fluid situation that we see in Tamil Nadu. Here's what Kamal Haasan has said. In the Tamil Nadu, and this is basically a translation from what he said in Tamil. In the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly elections, the people have not granted any single party the authority to form a government independently. This outcome is unprecedented in the history of Tamil Nadu. My brother, Mr. M.K. Stalin, has announced, and he quotes him, "We respect the verdict. We will function as a responsible opposition. I respect his political maturity. Those currently in constitutional positions must now fulfill the same duty. This is not a demand, but a reminder of their constitutional obligation." He then goes on to say that with the Vijay's party, the mandate that's been given to Vijay's party must be respected, and any majority test should take place only on the floor of the House. That the Tamilaga Vetri Kadakam should be allowed that opportunity. Let me go across to my colleague Pratibha for more on this now. Pratibha, a very interesting situation indeed, where there appears to be a bit of a limbo as of now in terms of whether or not Vijay will get that opportunity eventually to prove his numbers on the floor of the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. But voices of support coming from some of the smaller parties in the fray in Tamil Nadu, including now Makkal Nidhi Mayam, led by Kamal Haasan.
Yes, and not just smaller parties, also Siddharth, Kamal Haasan is somebody who very actively and vociferously campaigned against Vijay. He was one of the few leaders. Now, you'd remember during the campaigning in the elections as well, the DMK leaders were not really attacking Vijay, but there were some, including Kamal Haasan, who had spoken against Vijay. He had also spoken about the fact that he's contesting from 2 seats, and he said that that is cheating of the people of Tamil Nadu. So from those attacks to now coming out in support of him, Kamal Haasan says that the people of Tamil Nadu have chosen. So, you know, this is about the political lines blurring, because he says that the governor should call the single largest party to form the government. And he has mentioned exactly that. He also mentioned the S.R. Bommai case in Karnataka as well, one of the landmark cases where the Supreme Court had also asked the governor to take the decision. Yes, that the governor does have the discretionary powers, but the governor must ask for the majority in the floor of the House, because the biggest question now comes in on what's happening in these meetings. TVK has met the governor 3 times. Even now, we are told the governor is said to have told Vijay that he must prove that he has the numbers. He must give a letter of support from these parties who are extending support to him, even after Vijay said that we do have the numbers for a majority. So the governor has asked for these letters of support. Now, Kamal Haasan as well, and we've seen other parties as well, constituents of the DMK as well, coming on board to say that the people have chosen that Vijay should be called to form the government, Siddharth.
All right, Pratibha, stay with us. We're also being joined currently by Dharini as well as Kritika, but we do have a breaking development with respect to what's been happening in Tamil Nadu. We do have information now that the CPI State Secretary and the Chief of the VCK are expected to meet Mr. M.K. Stalin to talk about, well, the evolving situation pertaining to government formation and the state of limbo that we currently see in the absence of Vijay being given an opportunity right now to prove his numbers on the floor of the Legislative Assembly. Let me go across to Dharini as well as Kritika, but first Dharini. Dharini, the CPI and the VCK are of course constituents of the pre-poll alliance that was led by Mr. M.K. Stalin. It also included the Congress Party. The Congress Party clearly has come out and expressed support to Talapati Vijay. But what are we now to gauge from the situation now, where Stalin is also going to meet the VCK chief as well as the CPI and the CPM chiefs as well? We'll try to patch that line with Dharini. Let me go across to Shomit. Shomit, the CPM and the CPI each have 2 MLAs in the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. and the VCK, of course, has also managed to win a few seats. If they end up extending support to Vijay collectively, presumably he'll be past the halfway mark, but they're instead meeting MK Stalin, is what we're currently being told. Tell us about the negotiations underway.
Well, right, left leaders and VCK chief, they are meeting the Stalin, former Chief Minister Stalin at his residence now, and actually this is the second meeting happening between the DMK and the smaller parties. So basically, left CPI, CPM, and VCK, they are the allies of the DMK. So what we are given to understand is that as of now, meeting is underway, and shortly we'll get to know the exact details of the meeting and what actually happening is that VCK is somewhat ready to, what we are given to understand from sources, that they are ready to extend support to the TVK. And as of now, meetings are underway, is what of the record confirmation we have got from the TVK sources. And TVK has already written to the VCK and the CPI and CPM and the Congress. They've already finalized the talks, and even letter of approval was given to the governor. So as of now, because governor is requesting for the letters from the particular MLAs and also particular political parties for to prove his the number. Then because Vijay is also trying to hold the meetings with all the political leaders, is what we have also learned from the sources. So as of now, the meeting is underway, and we'll get to know shortly what exactly was decided in the meeting, and what did Stalin say, and whether or not CPI, CPM, and the VCK will extend support to the TVK or not. And as of now, the meeting is called to discuss, because VCK, CPI and CPM have received formal invitation from the TVK.
All right, stay with us, Somit, because the information that we're now going to get to you might provide some more clarity about where the DMK stands on the entire matter. Because according to sources, what we're being told is that the DMK will not stop smaller parties from supporting Talapati Vijay. So that is a very big piece of news indeed, and may come as a bit of a relief to Vijay as well. So the smaller parties who were part of the pre-poll arrangement with DMK might now be given the green signal on the part of the senior party, the DMK itself, to extend support to Vijay. The Congress party in a way has already done that with its 5 MLAs deciding to support Talapati Vijay, but the VCK, the CPI, the CPM may now follow suit. Let's see if that indeed happens. Earlier, of course, there was information that the IUML may not back Vijay. IUML was also part of the pre-poll alliance along with the DMK. Will this signal coming from the DMK now mean that the IUML has the freedom to support Vijay? We'll have to wait and see. Let me go across to Kritika for more on this. Kritika, this is essentially as per source-based information that we're now getting. The DMK essentially saying to its junior allies that were part of the pre-poll alliance that you have our blessings to support the single largest party in this election, which is the TVK.
Well, yes, remember, numerically, VCK has 1-2 seats, so has CPIM as well as CPI. So that does take the tally to 6. And in fact, arithmetically does help Vijay's case of establishing the simple majority that is required currently for him to be able to swear in, as well as far as the word that is coming in from the governor is concerned. However, remember earlier as well, DMK, when it came to the Congress party extending support to the TVK, had very openly called it backstabber. So, of course, that is also one reality that we've just seen play out in Tamil Nadu politics. And now is the turn of the other smaller parties as well. They're currently in discussion with CM Stalin, outgoing CM Stalin himself at his residence. And we're given to understand that, of course, the senior leaders of all these other junior parties, as you rightly pointed out, are also present there. So, of course, whether or not can we expect an official statement of extending support is something that we'll wait to see. However, what is also another likely possibility is for them to come as a united front and demand for the governor to let Vijay swear in and let the floor test happen on the floor of the House, as has been the case cited earlier as well. So that is also another.
Many parties in the fray, in fact, insisting that there should not be some kind of a pre-oath test, that the oath-taking ceremony should be allowed to go ahead, an opportunity accorded to Vijay on the floor of the Legislative Assembly to prove his numbers. We have some more breaking news coming in, which is that Edapadi Palanisamy of the AIADMK will not be meeting the governor now. Now, is this because there is a greater show of support for Vijay than there was earlier, with the DMK sources now indicating that the smaller parties who were part of the pre-poll alliance with the DMK have the freedom to now extend support to Vijay. Has that now changed political equations in Tamil Nadu, wherein it's prompted the AIDMK to not meet the governor henceforth? So that is, of course, the important development that we are getting, that Edappadi Palanisamy may not meet the governor. Let me go across to Dharani for more on this. Now, Dharani, just a short while ago, we broke the news that the DMK may have given a green signal to some of its smaller pre-poll allies to extend support to Vijay. Soon after we broke that news, we have another piece of information coming in that subsequent to this development, Edappadi Palanisamy will not be meeting Mr. Arlekar.
Well, earlier there was information that Edappadi Palanisamy might hold a meeting with Governor R.N. Ravi around 12 p.m. But this meeting has not taken place. In fact, Governor Rajendra Arlekar has told TVK Chief Vijay that he can take oath as soon as he submits letters of support, the required letters of support. He can take oath as soon as he proves majority, is what the governor has told. So the governor doesn't have a problem if Vijay is able to prove the majority. He will be ready to do the oath-taking ceremony, is what he has very clearly told TVK Chief Vijay. And in this backdrop, now we are learning that Edappadi Palanisamy's meeting with Governor Rajendra Arlekar has been cancelled. He was supposed to meet the governor around 12 p.m. but it is cancelled now.
All right, it's been cancelled right now. We'll wait and see as to whether or not those letters of support that the TVK has been awaiting from some of the DMK's smaller pre-poll allies will now be forthcoming. Let's wait and see. Many thanks, Pratibha, Kritika, as well as Dharani, for sharing your inputs on this developing story. We'll slip into a short break. We'll come back with more on the other side.